Hey everybody, CalviNNatioN here with another video for you. And in today's video you can see I've been doing some knife making. Check that out. This is a Tanto Calisong blade. Now this isn't going to be a real Calisong blade. I am using this steel right here. As you can see, there's a bunch of rust on it. It's very, very crappy steel. This is from the Home Depot. Yes, I know it's the Home Depot, that's what I call it. And it's just welding steel, right? So they just use it to brace welds and all that crap, make welds, whatever. So it's completely useless as a knife steel. There's zero carbon in it. It's just for practice, and I think this is probably my 6th grind I think I've ever done. Unfortunately it's not perfect, because I'll show you why in a second. But this side is pretty well perfect. I just kind of finished it today. As you can see over here, I have various belts. So all I have right now is a bunch of 36 grit belts. There's like a bunch over there. A few 60s and one 100 and one 200. So I can only finish it up to a 200 grit, and that's what that is right now. I'd probably like to get a lot more grits for my belts, so I could really get a completely finished look. I do like this look. It's like a very satin finish. I'm just gonna zoom out for one sec. Hold on here. So it's like the utmost satin finish, because 200 really isn't very fine. So you can see it's pretty satiny. You can see all the grind marks still in there. And I like it. I think I'd probably keep some of my knives at 200 when I start making more, because I think it does look pretty cool. But I think maybe one step up from a 200, I think it'd be a little bit cooler. And I think even going up to 1,000 grit paper on some would be really sick. So there it is. It's a flat grind. It almost looks a little hollow in here. It isn't. It's flat. And it's not, I mean, it's not amazingly perfect. This is the first grind I didn't do full flat. So you can see it's not amazingly straight, and I could fix that, but I'm scared of just going full flat eventually, accidentally just trying to fix it. So I'm just going to leave it a little bit non-perfect, especially since it's just a shitty welding steel. So I'm not going to really try to go for absolute perfection. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. If anything, this is just going to be sitting around just for like use for a template or something. So I can just trace it out, something like that. I'd probably make changes to the tang a little bit. I think that's really cool. For some reason, I want to call it nightmare-ish looking. I think it just looks pretty deadly, but those, I think any flipper would know, they're probably not the best for flipping because they are pretty sharp. I kind of like this look for the absolute tang here. I think it looks kind of cool. Just kind of a, I don't know what you really want to call that. It's kind of a rectangular look. I'm not sure how that would perform in flipping either. So I'd have to actually make one out of a good steel, heat treat it, put it all together, and then actually flip it, see how it works. But yeah, as you can see, there's no holes drilled for tang pins or for the actual pivot holes. So again, this is just a welding steel, and yeah, it'll probably rust out like crazy too eventually. And here is why this thing is not perfect at all. Because there's that side, which is really nice, but then there's this side here. Now, here, I was just testing out surface grinds, so I didn't really, this was on purpose almost. I was just kind of seeing how much pressure I would need to get a decent surface grind, and I think that's the hardest thing, and the thing I have to get past the most is surface grinding. I don't really know how you do it without an actual dedicated surface grinder. Right now, all I do is I just go on the slack part of the belt right here and just kind of lightly push it against. So I was just seeing right here, just seeing what kind of pressure you need, what kind of speed is best. just to get a good flat. But I'm really gonna have to figure out a way how to get better flats, because that's really necessary if you're, especially around the pivot area, because you can't have all messed up tolerances all in here, or else nothing's gonna pivot smooth. There's gonna be messed up tolerances, one of the handles or both. And also here's the biggest mistake really. And I totally just ditched this end. I was just doing random shit later to it. But for the grind, I forget exactly how it worked. I did this first, these two angles here for the Tanto at the front, and then those were set, and then I was doing this grind, the main grind here, and I think I wanted to just touch this up, and I totally messed up the angle, and I kept it on there too long thinking it was the right angle, and it just went way past the point where it's supposed to go. So you can see that it's like a 1/4 inch past or whatever, past this angle. So if I were to grind this back towards the angle, like if you just grind more steel off here, it would bring this angle back to where it should be. However, the grind would probably be a full flat instead of this half flat or whatever, which would look retarded because this is only a half flat. And also it would take too much off of this side, and the grind wouldn't be even in the middle. So yeah, you can tell it is even right now, so you know that makes my point right there. If I were to grind more off, that'd be a full flat, this would be a half, and it would be kind of more chisel instead of a V. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with myself on this side. I could touch it up again even more, like I said, but I don't want to. I think this is probably where I'll end it. I didn't really do anything to the spine yet. That's still just completely rough. I might actually just do that, just touch that up and make that, like put it on the grinder this way, so it gives it that nice brushed look in a vertical position. Right now it's just horizontal. Sorry about the camera too. I don't know why it's taken so long to focus and stuff, but yeah, that's the knife. Thank you guys for watching. There's going to be a lot more stuff coming out, I'm sure. I'm really liking these bally blades. Like, fixed blades are fun to do, but as you guys know, they're not really my passion. Even with just normal knives, like, I like my folders and stuff pretty much just as much as my ballies, but you guys have seen that I don't really have many fixed blades, and they're not really my passion. So making them also isn't really the funnest thing I could imagine. So bally blades are probably going to be where I'm at. I don't know necessarily from now on, but for the most part. And I actually could not find this forever. This is my only steel left I have that's actually heat treatable. This is 154 cm. And as you can see, it's like 5 inches long, perfect for another bally blade. So I might just make that exact one again right on here and actually heat treat it and use it for a real balisong sometime. Now, another thing is, I am going tree planting, as some of you guys probably know, in, what is it, like 1 week from now, almost exactly. So I'm basically only home for another 6 or 7 days, and knife making will be, there will be no knife making for 2 months, over 2 months actually. So this may be one of the last videos you ever see of knife making, but let me know what you think, give me your comments, and I am sorry for the lack of videos, but hopefully when I get home there will be more, and hopefully before I leave there will be a few more. So take it easy guys, and see you later.